Hello, good afternoon and a very warm welcome from me, Celebrant Lindy, here in Bonnie, Scotland, and I'm even wearing my plaid just in case you didn't recognise me. And I'm here today to talk about Clootie Blessings. Now, I love all the rituals that you see in weddings and vow renewals and baby blessings. They're all beautiful, but of course none more so than the ancient Scottish and Celtic rituals that we see. Ones such as hand fasting, the quaich, the oathing stone. And whenever I get to perform one of these rituals in a ceremony, I feel as if we do so in the presence of centuries and centuries of people who have conducted these ceremonies before us. But just lately, I have been looking at Scotland and Scotland's history to see if there are other elements that I could use to create new rituals so that I can offer my couples and my families even more choice. And this Clootie Blessing is one of those. It's an I do original, meaning I made it up myself. And as you're watching it, some people might say, oh, that's just the same as the wish tree. And no, it's not. There are elements of it that are the same, but the idea has actually been taken from the ancient Clootie Wells of Scotland. And Clootie Wells are areas that still exist in Scotland, especially up in the north-east coast, or the northeast, no just the northeast coast, but the northeast. And it's where there would be a natural spring. And of course, if there's a natural spring, then trees and bushes and plants grow up round about it. And for millennia, because the Clootie Wells actually predate Christianity, so we're going back thousands of years, local people would see these sacred springs, these wells, as being very sacred. And so if they wanted to bestow a blessing on one of their family members or a friend or someone within the community, be it a wedding that was taking place and they wanted to bestow a blessing on a couple, or a new life coming into the community and they want to give thanks and to bestow blessings for a long, healthy and happy life, or perhaps somebody in the family was unwell and they wanted to go and wish for a recovery, then what they would do is they would go to these wells and they would take with them a piece of cloth. And that's what Clootie means. In Scottish, that just, Clootie, the word Clootie just means cloth. And when I was a wee girl, my mother would say, pick up that cloot and get the dishes done. Meaning pick up that dishcloth and get the dishes done. And so cloot or Clootie means cloth. So they would take along pieces of cloth, and that might be from the clothes of the person that they wanted to bestow a blessing on, but they would take it along, they would dip it into the natural spring, and then they would hold it in their hands, make a blessing, either a silent blessing or out loud, and they would tie it onto one of the trees that surrounded the well, the Clootie Well, with the idea being that the elements the wind and the rain would wash away the fibres of the cloot, and they would be carried off into the ether, where they could be answered in the form of an actual blessing. And that's where the idea of the Clootie Blessing came from. And so how does it work in practice in a ceremony? Well, I haven't conducted one yet because I've only just created it, but the idea would be that if it was a wedding or a baby blessing, it will work beautifully for both of those ceremonies. Then the family or the couple would bring along a potted tree. So if you go to any garden centre and you see these beautiful apple trees, olive trees, and they're in a plant pot and they're about the same size as me, that would be brought along with, excuse me to pick this up, along with a bowl or a quaich with some spring water in it, or some water. This was actually taken from the River Teith. I'm such a perfectionist, I couldn't even take it from the tap. I had to go down to the River Teith, which is just over the back there, and I collected some water from the river. So there would be some natural water in a bowl or a dish or a quaich, and at some point during the ceremony, people, the couple or family members, or maybe all the guests, it's up to you how you would do it, would come up to your tree and they would take a piece of cloth, and it should be natural fibres because you want these to break down, and they would dip it into the spring water, and then they would take the cloth. I'm just going to sit this down on my grass here. They would take the cloth, and as they hold the cloth, they would say either a silent blessing or a blessing out loud, you know, for you, wee one. I wish that you always know happiness. I wish that you always, or I hope that you always know joy. I hope you have great love in your life, and I hope that the sun shines for you every single day, whatever that might be. And then they would take it and they would tie it onto the tree. And then the next person would come up and say, you know, wee one, I hope. And after it had been dipped in the spring, they would take it and they would tie it onto the tree. And once everybody has made their blessings, once everybody has made their wishes, their hopes for the couple or for the baby, then at the end of the ceremony, the potted tree would be taken back and ideally planted out in the garden where, as I say, with our great Scottish, temperamental Scottish weather, these fibres can be worn down and the wishes, the blessings can be carried off into the universe and then sent back in a tangible form. So that's the idea of the Clootie Blessing. Remember, you heard it here first. You could be the very first person that has a Clootie Blessing at your ceremony. So if this is something that you would like to have in your ceremony, and or if you're having a baby blessing, a wedding, or a vow renewal, and you want to have any sort of ritual, or you don't want to have a ritual, then please drop me a line. It's Lindy at I Do Ceremonies. Remember, it's a Scottish I, A-Y-E, idoceremonies.co.uk. But from a very beautiful, bonny, Scottish afternoon. It's actually the 1st of January 2019, and it's a really beautiful day. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope to hear from you very soon.